it's time to talk about Black Panther.
Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Another Thing with me, your host, Shalako, here on DustyCartridges.com. And it's time to talk about the most anticipated movie of the year. But technically, I've been anticipating this movie since I was like 8. Let's talk about Black Panther.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all.
The first thing you need to know about the Black Panther is that the hype is real. This movie has already gone on to be one of Marvel's highest grossing films of all time, beating such films as Star Wars, The Last Jedi, and The Justice League. But in the case of The Justice League, it really is not that big of a deal. I'm just kidding though, I kind of like The Justice League. Okay, I really didn't like The Justice League, but shout out to Zack Snyder. Marvel studio head Kevin Feige called the Black Panther the best Marvel movie ever made, which is pretty huge coming from the architect of all the Marvel movies. Now, I'm not going to dive too much into the storyline of Black Panther because I feel like if you haven't seen it, then it's really something you need to go and experience for yourself. And if you have seen Black Panther, then go study it and see it again. And then see it again. And yes, it's that good.
Hey.
Ryan Coogler, director of Fruitvale Station and Creed, has taken his third film, Black Panther. Yes, this is only his third film, and he crafted it into what some are calling a masterpiece. Now, masterpiece may be a debatable term because the film isn't perfect, no movie is, but this movie offers the audience an opportunity to reflect on its themes, its imagery, its messages, and to actually have a strong and frank conversation with themselves. This movie definitely left a strong impression on the African American community. Many people even wore costumes and dressed up in African garments just to go see it. I did it too. Ryan Coogler and Marvel gave us a look at what Africa could have been without slavery or without being colonized. First through the comic books and now through this film. And in case you're wondering why this movie was so important, you have to understand the level of representation here. Here's a movie with a predominantly African American cast, and we're not pimps, junkies, dealers, butlers, maids. We're kings, we're queens, we're warriors, we're statesmen. And this is something that's very important for black people around the world to be able to see on the big screen.
Ready, go!
Of course, there are those who will say, it's just a comic book movie. It's really not that big of a deal. But what you really should understand is that representation matters. Across the board. Representation across the board. It matters. There's even been talk about award season, but you know what? Let's not talk about that yet. But I do know one thing, that if there's not a nomination for costume and writing, we riot. I don't know where we're rioting to, but we're going to riot in Hollywood. There's going to be a riot if Black Panther doesn't get nominated for best costume or best, well, what else?
Wait! Which side of the road is it?
For God's sake, just drive.
Okay, calm down.
Finally, if you're a fan of Marvel movies, if you're a fan of just good movies, and then you're a fan of representation, go see Black Panther. And then come back and talk to me about it. I mean, I really want to talk to you about it. In fact, I'm doing more talking in my podcast, 40-Year-Old Blur It. Check it out. I'm Shalako. This is In Another Thing on DustyCartridges.com. Please comment and share our video, and I'll see you soon.